What's going on YouTube? It's Kyle Bray here, and I want to walk you through our trade. So it's so nice being in a group of people who know what they're doing because we can call signals out. So actually one of my top students and somebody who actually helps mentor called out this trade, and I took it and I just bagged my percentage, and I just want to walk you through what exactly I did. So of course, the first thing is first, we trade around the 4-hour time frames, okay? So we break up our trading day between 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m., 10 p.m., 2 a.m., etc. Because there is 6 4-hour candles in a trading day because there's 24 hours in a day, right? So the way that I trade is we trade around these 4-hour time frames because they're very volatile. When you trade around those 4-hour time frames, you're allowing yourself to trade around higher probability times. So the first step that we do, of course, is let me get rid of the push already since I had 0 drawdown. Actually, no, I had a little bit of drawdown. Take that back. So here's the first thing that you got to look for. We got to know, did price break any structures? So the first thing you do is you notice we already broke this structure, right? So draw it left. Now, when you draw it left, okay, and you can clearly see we broke this structure, but since price has a wick, we got to be able to look even further left and see what else we broke, right? So maybe we increase this a little bit larger, and then you can look left and see some other stuff, right? So look left, you see this, we see this. So let's grab a straight line and let's put it right on top of this, right? So when you get technical, right? When you get technical on these charts and you say, did we break any structures? We did. We did. We broke this structure and we broke this structure, okay? So number one, I already know we have clear potential for a momentum push bullish. Now, the next step is, of course, let's check currency meter out. What's currency meter doing? Wow, look at the Canadian dollar has absolutely no strength, and look at how the GBP has so much more strength than the Canadian dollar. So you go back to your pair and you say, well, this is definitely telling us that there is momentum for bullish push trading GBPCAD. We have higher time frame momentum, and look what left us off. Look how we had this huge liquidity at 2 a.m., then 6 a.m. set us up, and now 10 a.m. is continuing that momentum. So what happened? Let's go back to those other time frames. Now, I'm actually going to give you a little sneak peek. Those of you who follow my channel, you probably already know a little bit about what my team's trading plan looks like, so I'm just going to pop it up for you right now. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I'm just going to show you what we look for. Because, of course, this is an exclusive thing for my team. All right. So once we're in our trading plan, we got to say, well, what are we looking for? Okay. So first thing we're going to go is trade if, okay? Trade if you have higher time frame momentum. Did we have higher time frame momentum? Yes, we did. How do we know that? Because price broke structures. Now we have a wick to go fill, and we're in between zones. This is our next nice destination, this whole wick range, okay? So what are we doing next? Let's go back to our trading plan. Have you done your daily routines? That's just personal. Currency meters in favor of trend. This is only a bonus. Was currency meter in favor of trend? Yes, GBP is stronger than the Canadian dollar. You can clearly identify structure. Okay, this is where we're going to have to go down to those lower time frames, right? The 15-minute time frame. And let's see what was going down. Did we have structure? Structure meaning, do we have higher highs and higher lows? Was price making higher highs and higher lows? Did it have bullish structure? That's my next question. And we did. We did. We had bullish structure. We just finished a new higher low. So what did I do after that? I actually went down to the 5-minute time frame just to see what was going on because my entries were based off 5-minute. What I noticed is price was making a structure which is called a rally-based rally, RBR. Okay? So we had 4-hour time frame momentum. We already know that. We had higher highs and higher lows. So it has market structure. And now we are making what is called the rally-based rally. So we have this rally. Now we have a base. Now we have another rally. So we have 4-hour time frame momentum, we have structure, we have rally-based rally, and the currency meter is in favor of trend. So what did I do? Well, see how price broke this minor zone? What did price do? We came right back to the zone. So guess where all my buys are? You got it. All of my buys are here. Every one of my buys are in this zone. All of them. Some are here and some are actually kind of towards the top. So I entered a little bit on the resistance, but as price made more of a pullback, I actually stacked more buys. So let's look at what my risk to reward was. I suffered 4 to 5 pips drawdown to that. I closed most of my entries at that 20 pip mark, which I don't usually hit 20 pips, so that was good that I hit 20 pips. But from those entries, we're looking at almost 30 pips, and that is only in one 15-minute candle. So you can see, oh, actually in 30 minutes. In a total of like around 30 minutes, or almost at the 30-minute mark, I'm done. I made 13% with my stop loss in profit floating. So now I have stop loss in profit, and I'm just waiting to see if we just continue. So my stop loss is around here in the profit. All my buys are here. So my stop loss is around 6 or so pips. And now we're just seeing how much further we're going to go. So we already know that this is this is that next target. And we basically have already gone into that wick range, which is also a nice target, as you can see. So it's already basically done. I'm done for the day, right? I traded 6 a.m. I actually made a little mistake on 6 a.m. I was up 11%. I didn't close. Price made a retracement. I'm just going to go to my pair. You guys can actually see I recorded it live with the team. The team 8, I made a mistake. So it is what it is. So we did have 4-hour momentum here. All my sells were in right here, right as the new 10 a.m. candle opened, 6 a.m. I mean. Boom, I dropped. Price dropped. I ended up bagging. I didn't close, so I didn't bag it. But I ended up, I was at 11% from just this drop alone. And the first 2 15-minute candles, done. Then we made a pullback. And I was like, oh, do I want to get in? Do I want to get in? Yada, yada. And then it dropped again, and I was at 8%. And then I wanted to close. Then it came closer. Then I'm at 3 or 4%. And then I'm like, I don't know if I want to close, though. And then I was going through what traders go through. I moved my stop loss, and I lost 10% for the morning. It is what it is. I lost my 10%. So what I ended up actually doing was making back my percentage, plus I have a floating stop loss in profit now. So I'm good for that. I'm good for that. 5 for 1 for the past 2 weeks. Won 5 trades, lost 1 trade. It is what it is. It's been a very successful week. Up over 60% for the week. It looks very nice on my investment accounts. So I'm doing well. I'm doing well. But I made the mistake this morning. The students caught it. We all caught it. You guys can see. I will. I'm also going to post that video online so you guys can see it. But let's go back to GBPCAD. Because I just want you guys to get this. I want you guys to understand what I'm doing, how we're doing it. And I want you to understand the forms of market structure. Because based off of my trading plan that I made for my team, this is where we were. You've plotted out your zones. Did we plot out those zones? We did. The zones were like this. We broke that structure and we are in between zones. So the next thing on the trading plan is, are you in between zones? I need to put R. Are you in between zones? If you're not in between zones, it might not be a good time to trade. I trade it when I'm in between zones. This morning we were clearly in between zones. We're rejecting just a little bit, which is fine. I'm still floating at 14 pips, 15 pips. I was floating at 24 pips, so I should have just maybe closed it just because now that we've tapped the zone, anything goes. But this was the move. This was the rally, the base, and now the new rally with the 4-hour time frame momentum. I bet you the hour looked good too. Look what the hour did. Huge liquidity, a new higher low, so higher high, higher low, 2-2 confirm on the hour changing trend. This is how we are scalping to swing like a pro, in my opinion. But this was my trade for GBPCAD. So I'm hoping that you guys can take a little bit of nuggets from that. A little more into my trading plan. This is how we trade. We have a simple formula. We want to know if price broke structure. We want to know if we're in between zones. And we want to know if currency meter is favoring our trend. If currency meter is favoring our trend, that's our ticket. That's our bonus. That's our cheat sheet. And as you can see, the Canadian dollar had zero, had nothing. The GBP had not full, but it had a lot. So it had a lot more potential to push bullish So that's why we took our trade. We had rally-based rally. This was right where I saw this. Boom, boom. All my buys were here. And then we just took flight. So I was in a minimum of 5 to 6 pips drawdown at max. It was actually 3 to 6 pips drawdown at max because I had some, I think, on the resistance. I think I ended up having up to 6 pips in drawdown. Maybe it was just 4. Maybe I entered. Oh, you know, we had spread. I had spread. It put it a little bit higher because I entered it here and we had like a pip spread. So I was eventually 6 pips in drawdown for 2 entries, I think. But that was my risk to reward. Very, very high risk to reward as I bagged 20 pips a position each. A very good morning. Another 13%. I will take it. I will take it. So anyways, if you guys are new to my channel, welcome. If you need some extra help, of course, you guys can reach out to me. If you don't already know what my YouTube is or what my Instagram is or my Facebook, I'm going to put my Instagram here. I have 2 of them. So it's the Wick Fill Wizard. My group's name is the Wick Fill Wizards. My other account, which is theirs, is Wick Fill Wizards. My email is wickfillwizards@gmail.com. My Facebook is just my name. If you're going to add me on Facebook, send me a private message. Otherwise, I might delete you. So, Kyle Bray. I'll probably be in a wheelchair or something. I'll leave this up for a little bit longer. Now we're actually making a little bit of what I call a 2-1 confirm. So now that we've hit the resistance, we've done a 2-1. I think we're going to actually make a pullback now. So I might even close my entries just to secure my profits for the day. Because I don't really know how much further price can actually go from here. Judging by the 4-hour, we can still go all the way up into this range. So that's why I'm doing a scalp to swing. So now that we're in between those zones, now we take the scalp, we close all the positions on the scalp, now we leave the rest for a swing. Scalp to swing. People ask me, are you a swing trader or a scalp trader? I said, well, I'm actually just a scalp trader, but when we trade momentum, I scalp momentum, and then I leave stop loss and profit to swing. So that is how I gauge our trades. And I love the fact that my team knows what they're doing because they're able to make these call outs and we're able to eat off of each other. So it was a very good trade this morning. A lot of students crushed it this morning. They crushed EJ and now we crushed GBPCAD. I love trading momentum because it allows us to just sit back and wait for price to show us what it really wants to do. That's why we trade off of these time frames. Because we allow the highest time frames to tell us which direction price is going. Where'd it go? This is why we trade around the 6 a.m., the 10 a.m., right? The 2 p.m. We don't actually trade 2 p.m. because that's when the daily candle opens and spreads go very high. So I call that the death trap hour. So if you're ever in a trade and you're holding for a swing and maybe it's close to your stop loss, move your stop loss. Because chances are a spread could just knock you out. But this is how we trade momentum, guys, around very specific times in the market. We trade around very high probability times, and then we scalp to swing. So I hope you're able to take a little bit of nuggets from this, and I will see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like my videos, like and subscribe, please. My channel is growing, and I love the support. I'll see you guys on the next one.